Two minutes, sir.
Okay.
Shiv, I think we can start as a good number of participants. We can
जी
always
ma'am.
start right now.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, so a very good morning to one and all present today. I request Dr. Shiv Kumar, Chairperson, Department of Library and Information Science, Punjab University, to welcome the resource person and all the participants.
Okay. Very good morning to you all. I welcome Professor H.P.S. Kalra, Department of Library Information Science, Former Dean and Faculty of Education and Information Science, Punjabi University, Patiala. Professor Kalra is also alumnus of our department. He is speaker of today's talk. I also welcome my colleagues, Professor Preeti Mahajan, Professor Rupak Chakravarti, Dr. Khuspreet Singh Brad. I also welcome to this webinar faculty members, research scholars, students, library professionals, and all other participants. The topic of today's webinar is digital transition and media and information literacy. I hope this webinar will be beneficial to you all. Without taking much time, that's all from my side. Thank you very much, Simran.
Thank you, sir. Now I request Professor Rupak Chakravarti, co-coordinator of today's webinar, to introduce the resource person and the topic.
Thank you, Simran, and good morning to all of you. It is indeed my pleasure and privilege to introduce today's resource person and invited speaker, Professor H.P.S. Kalra, who is serving as one of the senior faculty members at the Department of Library and Information Science, Punjabi University, Patiala, with over 28 years of experience in teaching and research and practice of librarianship and information work. 6 research scholars have already been awarded doctoral degree under his able guidance, and 7 are registered and 1 is currently enrolled. Professor Kalra has served as head Department of Library and Information Science for 2 terms. He is serving as head Center for Advanced Media Studies. He is serving as Dean Faculty of Education and Information Science, Punjab University, Patiala. He has been nominated by the Honorable Vice Chancellor in various important assignments at Punjab University, Patiala. He has contributed more than 70 publications, including articles, research papers, and book reviews in international, foreign, and national peer-reviewed journals, seminars, conference papers, and edited books. He is currently serving as on editorial board of ISDIC Bulletin, Kelpro Bulletin. He is serving as reviewer for Information Research, an international electronic journal, Decidov Journal of Library and Information Technology. Earlier, Professor Kalra was associated with editorial boards of Mosaine, that is South African Journal of Information Science, SALIN, that is South Asian Libraries and Information Network, on an electronic journal, ITLIS conference volumes, newsletters, ITLIS communication, and PLA newsletter. He has been he has visited many countries, either as an invited speaker or he has been given the travel grants for attending the conferences. He was invited by UNESCO to participate in International Conference on Media Information Literacy at Nigeria, invited by UNESCO to participate in European Conference on Media and Information Literacy, France, invited by Global Forum for Media Development, Brussels, to serve as a resource person for the Quadrennial World Forum for Media Development, Indonesia, awarded travel fellowship by the Future of Research Communication and E-Scholarship, that is Force 11, Germany, invited as keynote speaker by Open Access Nepal for the Asian Regional Conference on Open Access, Kathmandu, Nepal, invited by Korean National Commission for UNESCO to serve as a key speaker at an international conference on media information literacy, South Korea, Seoul, and awarded ISIST fellowship for participation in the 2019 conference of the International Association for Social Science, Information Service and Technology, Sydney, Australia. He has served as resource person at various conferences, seminars, workshops, orientation courses, refresher courses, and other academic and research activities. He has also served as coordinator for UNESCO and IFLA sponsored Information Skills for Learning, Information Literacy Workshop organized by Punjabi University. He has served as co-coordinator for UNESCO-sponsored Training the Trainers (TTT) workshop on information literacy for South and Central Asia. He has served as the country coordinator India for International Media Information Literacy Survey sponsored by UNESCO. He has served as resource person for the UNESCO-sponsored National Consultation on Media and Information Literacy, Policy and Strategy, organized under the aegis of Media and Information Literacy University Network of India. He has served as coordinator for UNESCO-supported capacity building workshop on MIL for youth and youth-led organizations in India. He has served as co-coordinator for UNESCO-sponsored workshop on MIL for environment and sustainable development. He has also successfully completed the course on intellectual property rights organized by WIPO. He is also serving as the president of Indian Association of Teachers of Library Information Science ITLIS since December 2020. He is also serving as president of the Punjab Library Association PLA, that is July 2021 onwards. He has served as vice chair of the International Steering Committee of UNESCO-led Global Alliance for Partnership on Media and Information Literacy, that is GAPMIL, since its inception June 2013 till September 2019. Professor Kalra is also serving as a member of the Creative Commons Global Network and its India chapter, serving as member of International Advisory Board of Open Access Indonesia, serving as the member of Advisory Panel of Bangla Archive, that is first interdisciplinary preprint service started by Open Access Bangladesh. He is serving as a member of Working Group of Open Access India and an advisory committee member of India Archive, Preprint Repository of India, serving as member of Green Educators Network since its establishment in 2016 by the Center for Science and Environment, New Delhi. He has widely traveled within India and covering 75 cities and towns in 22 states and union territories, northeast, west, south, everywhere, on academic and professional assignments. He has translated Universal Decimal Classification (UDC) summary in Punjabi language, contributed papers to Khoj Patrika, that is a Punjabi language journal. He has translated in Punjabi language the World Health Organization (WHO) infographic on COVID-19 awareness for the Internet Society, Rural Development and Special Interest Group. Contributed article on information literacy for Punjabipedia, that is a Punjabi language peer-reviewed online encyclopedia developed by Panjab University. Today, Professor Kalra will be speaking on the topic of digital transformation and media and information literacy. I welcome Professor Kalra and over to Simran.
Thank you, sir. Professor Kalra, sir, I am sharing a PPT.
Thank you, Dr. Chakravarti, for introducing me. I just want to make one small clarification. Perhaps I have not updated my profile on my university website, where it is still mentioned as if I am serving as Dean of the Faculty. I was Dean of the Faculty till 31st December 2021. And now I am former Dean, not the current Dean of the Faculty. I wanted to bring this to the notice of the organizers. First of all, I am thankful to the Department of Library and Information Science for giving me a chance to share my thoughts with the participants. I am thankful to Dr. Shiv Kumar, Chairperson of the department, Professor Preeti Mahajan, Professor Rupak Chakravarti, and Dr. Khushpreet Singh Baral of the department to have selected me for a webinar topic, digital transition and media and information literacy. It is an online homecoming since I graduated from this department way back in '93. So after so many years, it is coming back to the department for a lecture. It seems to me and gives me nostalgic feeling of having studied there and I will be speaking today on digital transition and media and information literacy. Now, digital transition is a continuous process which we are passing through for the last about 3 decades in India. We are fast moving towards digital transition. This process started about 3 decades ago, and the transition is irreversible. It is not that we can go back to the earlier position through this transition. This transition is irreversible towards the digital mode. Information handling has become easier, with many ICTs now available to users for these purposes. So today, with the help of a smartphone, one can record audio and video files, edit these files, and send it to the internet in a matter of minutes. So everyone today's users are now becoming prosumers, both producers and users of digital content. The digital age, this transition has also brought several challenges and disturbing phenomena along with it. I will be discussing those phenomena in the due course of time. So, next slide, please. Now, here I will be discussing some disturbing phenomena. Question frequently asked by many, including some scholars, is that what is the need for the library when we have the internet and everything is searchable on Google? This question, when it comes from an ordinary layman, is okay, but when it comes from researchers and scholars and academicians, it gives a disturbing phenomenon, because as we all know, internet is not the library and the library is not the internet. Internet is a vast resource, but it does not fulfill the conditions of being a library. There are 3 basic differences between a library and the internet. There are many others, but I will be focusing on these 3. For example, it is possible for everyone who is using digital systems to post something on the internet, to create content on the internet. So on internet, everything is available and can be made available. But in the library, any information that enters is through a selection procedure, through a selection criteria. Whatever the criteria may have, it may not be perfect. But the very fact that the information comes to the library through some selection process is important. There is no such selection process on putting up information on the internet. Anyone and everyone can post anything on the internet. There is no selection criteria whereas in libraries, information comes through selection. Second major difference between the library and the internet is that information is organized on the internet, or in the library. Whereas on the internet, though efforts have been made, it is not possible to organize information on the internet. The nature of the internet is so that some basic level of organization can be there, but the way the information is organized in a library cannot be organized on the internet. And the third major difference between a library and the internet is that information in the library is stable, whereas it is not so on the internet. A report may be available today, may not be available tomorrow. It has happened several times. Some information is available today. When you search it next time, it is no longer there. Either its address has changed or the information has been taken down. It's no longer uploaded on the internet. So when scholars say this thing that internet is with the internet we no longer need the library, tell them to find out those books that are not available on the internet. Where do you find those books? In a library. In a library itself. Someone was saying something? Yeah. Okay.
No, sir, no.
Okay. Another major disturbing phenomena in the digital realm is that incidental and serendipitous discovery of information is not possible in most digital systems. In a library, when we go to the shelf looking for a book, we come across many other books that are there on the same subject. We may or may not find the book we are looking for, but we find many other documents which we are not looking for, and we did not know that such information is available. So, incidental and serendipitous discovery of information is a major feature in printed systems, in traditional libraries and in printed systems, not in online systems. Online systems, whatever we type, exact spellings will be searched, whether they are correctly or wrongly spelled. And information accordingly is searchable. We don't know what is the next information, what is the previous information in the digital system. So the word history is full of instances where where incidental and serendipitous discovery of information was made possible. X-rays serve as an example. Teflon is an example, and so on. There are so many examples where persons were not looking for something they eventually found. So this is a disadvantage of the digital systems, that incidental and serendipitous discovery of information is not possible. Next is Googleization of the mindset. Google is a company that was founded some 5 years ago. And in these years, it has come to dominate the search systems. When we say Googleization of the mindset, we don't necessarily mean only Google. We mean Google, Yahoo, and other search engines and other searching tools that are used by the people worldwide. Googleization of the mindset means we are over-dependent on Google. If Google says something is there, we accept it. If the Google doesn't search the results or say there is no information on Google on a particular topic, then we don't say it is there is any information. We don't go back to check the printed sources. We depend only on Google. Not only over dependent, we are becoming over dependent on Google for everything. Whether it is general search engine, general search information, or its special tools such as maps and other things that Google has given us. So we are in a situation where everything we see and believe is based on the information searched by Google, which is not so. Google is a for-profit company that makes searching easier, but we should not be only dependent only on Google. That is my concern today, particularly for the young generation, that they reach Google for anything and everything they are looking for. It gives them good results. It is good to have such results, but depending only on those such results is not a good idea. Next is privacy and security of data and information. Every day we hear reports of data theft or someone making public the usernames and passwords of some organizations' users. So in the internet era, digital era, privacy and security of data and information are of utmost importance. But unfortunately, in the digital systems, to have full privacy and full security of data and information is not possible. So we have to live with this, that we are to that there won't be any privacy and foolproof security of our systems. Next slide, please. There are some other disturbing phenomena. One is diversity and multilingualism under threat. The very fact that I am using English language to give this webinar is also another indication that more and more resources and services are available in English and Roman script languages. Where is the material in our own languages? So diversity of materials and multilingualism is under threat. We are more and more things are becoming available in English language or in Roman script languages, whereas less material is available in Indian languages. Though the material being available in Indian language is increasing, but at a very slow pace. Now, another phenomenon in the digital context is that digital is becoming the only, rather than the primary or secondary source of recorded information. It is becoming the only source of recorded information. Many users do not think beyond Google or beyond Yahoo or beyond any search engine. Once they search some information from the Google, they think this is the only information available. Whereas libraries shelves are full of books and other material on all subjects which they don't look up. They don't know whether such information is available in a library or not. So they treat the digital information as the only information available, only source of recorded information, and they depend only on that. Then is monopolization, commercialization, and commodification of knowledge and information. I'm sure many of you would have used Google Books. Google Books is an example where Google has digitized hundreds of thousands of books without the consent of their copyright holders, and is then now providing access to those, controlling access to those. Google Books settlement criteria case, if you read about that, you will come to know that by digitizing large amounts of data, it is engaging in monopolization, commercialization, and commodification of knowledge and information. Knowledge and information are public goods. They cannot be monopolized by a corporate house, by a company called Google. So we have to be very careful when we use systems such as Google Books. Google Books controls the access to information. It shows certain pages and then it says the other pages are not shown. Lawsuits in USA and Europe are ongoing in this area, where some battle is won by Google, some is won by other users. But essentially, this is an area where we have to do more thinking as to why we have allowed one corporate organization to monopolize, commercialize, and commodify knowledge and information. Another area of concern is addiction to digital systems, decreasing interpersonal communications, and many other related problems. We are so used to digital devices now. We are surrounded by digital devices. Anyone and everyone who is having a smartphone is now is bombarded with information throughout the day and also many times throughout the night also. So it and users are addicted to use of such systems, particularly the young generation who are facing problems of interpersonal communications because they are too engrossed in communication through digital systems. So this is creating new problems of computer mediated communication and others. So I am broadly talking about the problems and disturbing phenomena in the digital context. Next slide. We are a part of network society now. Network society is becoming a surveillance society today, where it is possible to even online check what a person is doing online, what a person has been doing, what a person is searching, what a person is buying, if he is using debit or credit cards, or what a person is, where a person is moving through the use of H.P.S and other systems. So today we are becoming a surveillance society. And if you have read the newspapers of the last few months, you would know that you would have known about Pegasus software, which has been used by governments worldwide to do surveillance. So surveillance is today an integral part of the society, network society we are living in, where it is possible for state and other big corporations to have surveillance upon us. I am now talking about George Orwell, 20th century author who wrote in 1940s dystopian novel called 1984. In that he talked about machines ruling us. That did not happen in 1984, but in 21st century today we are witnessing some things like that, where we are depending only on more and more on systems, on machines, and not only do we become used to more and more, we are giving our decision making powers to the machines. That's the rise of Orwellian systems. We are depending too much on machines, and not only are we depending on machines, we are kind of blaming anything happens wrong. We say it is a part of a system. We are blaming the systems that we have created. Then we are downloading lots of information from the internet. What are we uploading? What content are we uploading? We are a part of the global society, digital society, network society. What content are we uploading? When we say this information is not available or that information is not available, and we try to upload something useful so that others can also take benefit. We can download only that information which someone has uploaded on the internet. Now, I will also talk about open access journals and predatory publications. Starting with electronic journals in the 1970s and 80s, we have moved on to open access journals in the early years of 21st century. Budapest Open Access Initiative and other things paved way for more and more journals to be made available open access. Today there are thousands of journals that are available through open access, which open access is in which there is no paywall or no digital subscription system. There journal is available for viewing, downloading and printing free of cost. There are thousands of such journals across all subjects that are available through the directory of open access journals, DOAJ. But again, such a good initiative has been hijacked by predatory publications. Predatory publishing is where the open access has two routes, green route and golden route. They have hijacked the golden route by asking for author publication charges, and predatory publishers are misusing the open access system to charge money for publishing anything. They don't have blind, they don't have peer review system. Sometimes they publish even in less than 24 hours. You send the manuscript and the next day it is published. So they are not journals in the real sense. They are predatory publications, and many whitelists and blacklists have been published. For example, UGC Care list is a whitelist, and Jeffrey Beall's list is a blacklist of journals who are predatory publishing. Next is information disorder, fake news, misinformation, and disinformation. Misinformation is when the person spreading the false information doesn't know it is false. And disinformation is when the person spreading the information knows fully well that this information is false, yet he or she spreads the information. That is disinformation. And fake news is when false news is manufactured and spread. That is fake news. This together calls for information. These together are called information disorder. And today there is another new dimension of fake news, that is deep fakes, where not only text but audio and video is where audio and video is my request to Prabjot Singh to please mute your deep fakes is another new dimension of fake news. In this, not only the text but audio and video content is added to a person's speech, believing that he has said those things, whereas he or she has never said those things. Such technology for deep fakes is also available today, and we routinely see such videos and audio files being sent generally through WhatsApp or other media. So these are some of the disturbing phenomena in the digital context. Next slide, please. So what we need today is media and information literacy to understand and to navigate through the global networked society, digital society. Media and information literacy is a composite concept being promoted globally by UNESCO and other bodies. This concept includes information literacy, media literacy and new media literacy, network literacy, digital literacy, computer literacy, ICT, IT literacy, and similar other literacies. It is a composite concept encompassing all these literacies. So next slide, please. I will now focus on media and information literacy IFLA recommendations of December 2011. I have copied from the UNESCO from the IFLA website these recommendations, but the points in highlighted in red are mine. These are not there. I have highlighted these. So it says, in order to survive and develop, make decisions, and solve problems in every facet of life, personal, social, educational, and professional, individuals, communities, and nations need information about themselves as well as their physical and their social environments. This information is available via three processes. This information is available via three processes: observation and experimentation, conversation with other persons, and consultation with memory institutions. The competence to do this effectively and efficiently is called media and information literacy. Media and information literacy consists of the knowledge, the attitudes, and the sum of the skills needed to know when and what information is needed, where and how to obtain that information, how to evaluate it critically, this is important, evaluation of information, and organize it once it is found, and how to use it in an ethical way. The concept extends beyond communication and information technologies to encompass learning, critical thinking, and interpretive skills across and beyond professional and educational boundaries. Media and information literacy includes all types of information resources: oral, print, and digital. So, in the second paragraph, it is clearly defined what media and information literacy is. It consists of the knowledge, the attitudes, and the skills, some of the skills needed to know when and what information is needed, and other factors in that sentence, where it's where and how to obtain that information, how to evaluate it critically and organize it once it is found, and how to use it in an ethical way. Next slide, please. Now, media and information literacy is a new emerging field of human rights in an increasingly digital, interdependent, and global world. These 3 points are important. The global world is increasingly digital and independent. So, interdependent, and promotes greater social inclusion. Media and information literacy promotes social inclusion. It can bridge the gap between the information rich and the information poor. Media and information literacy empowers and endows individuals with knowledge of the functions of the media and information systems and the conditions under which these functions are performed. Media and information literacy is closely related to lifelong learning. Lifelong learning enables individuals, communities, and nations to attain their goals and to take advantage of emerging opportunities in the evolving global environment for the shared benefit of all individuals, not just a few. Here it focuses on all individuals, inclusion. It assists them and their institutions and organizations to meet their technological, economic, and social challenges, and to address disadvantages and to advance every individual's well-being. So these are media and information literacy skills are part of human rights that are increasingly being used globally for reducing the gap between information rich and the information poor. Next slide. There are some points to ponder. We cannot have perfect or ideal digital systems, but we have to develop the skills and competencies among prosumers of digital information to be media and information literate and to use these systems efficiently and effectively. I'm sure many of you have heard about Deep Blue computer that was more than 20 years ago. Deep Blue computer beat the then chess champion Kasparov. We need to think as to who developed the Deep Blue computer. The humans developed. So humans have developed the computers that are now overpowering the human beings. So do we want social determinism or technological determinism? Technology is value neutral. It is for us to use it wisely. Do we want to be the slaves or masters of technology? We want to be the masters of technology, but unfortunately, we are moving in a direction where we are becoming slaves of the technology. We have to ponder as to how can we use the technology better for our use, but not becoming the slaves of the technology. Next slide. And for this, we need media and information literacy skills to use technologies wisely and to take the benefit of knowledge and information, we need to develop and enhance the capacity of people for critical thinking and independent learning through media and information literacy skills. This is what I wanted to share about my presentation. Next slide, please. Thank you for your patient listening. I don't believe that that by just a monologue, the things should be discussed. I think there should be dialogue. There should be question and answers. There should be comments and queries on the topic that I have just discussed with you. So it would be better if there are questions and queries, and I request Dr. Shiv Kumar to allow queries and questions on the presentation.
Thank you, sir. Simran,
Yes, sir.
have you collected some questions?
So there are no questions as such in the chat box from the participants side.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now it is open to all. If anybody want to ask question, you can raise a hand and you can on your mic.
Yes, Harvinder Kaur.
Good morning to everyone. I would like to ask the sir the question that how can we avoid to become the slaves of the technology in this era, because we are so much dependent upon technology, digitalization.
We are technologies are for our use. We have to use them. Technology. We have to think where to stop the use of that technology. Technology is a tool. It's a useful tool, very useful tool. In today's environment, we need it, but we have to set the limits of the use of the technology. In our work environment, in family life, in at our homes, we have to set the limits of its use. How much to use, and how beyond which it is not permissible. Let us see when we see a family coming together for a function, everyone is busy using his or her mobile phone. We have to set limits individually. No one else is going to impose on us. It is for us to use it as a useful tool. It is for us to set limits on our use of technology.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Dr. Rupak wants to say something.
Thank you, sir, for the nice presentation. I have just one query that post-pandemic, how do you perceive the constructive role of libraries in context with empowering their clientele with MIL? What role they can play or how they can move along with MIL? Particularly the academic libraries, all types of libraries.
For libraries, the challenge is to empower their users with. There are two kinds of users. One is those who have technology but they don't know how to use it effectively, and the others who don't have the digital divide. I forgot to mention this in my presentation. There is a digital divide. Whereas there are two kinds of users: one who have the access to technological tools, the latest tools, but they don't know how to use it effectively, and the others who do not have access to tools but want to use it, those who cannot afford the latest technology. So, an academic library, all libraries, academic libraries in particular, need to focus on this, need to train their users on how to use technology effectively, and provide access to tools to those who do not have access to them at their home. So digital divide is a major problem today, in spite of all the initiatives by the government. There is a digital divide, and it has increased in the pandemic times, where for example, where a family has to depend on one smartphone for all of the needs of all of its members. But the smartphone, there is one smartphone, and users are more in a family.
Thank you, sir.
Any other question from participant side? There is one question from Priyanka. What are the key components MIN to cater digital transformation in libraries?
If you remember my slide on media and information literacy, please can you put on the slide, on first slide on media and information literacy, the person who was managing the slides, can you show it again?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Seventh slide, I think. Yeah, this one, yes. You asked about components of media and information literacy. Yes, this slide, please. This slide only. It is clearly mentioned here that media and information literacy consists of the knowledge, the attitude, and the sum of the skills needed to know when and what information is needed, where and how to obtain that information, how to evaluate it critically and organize it once it is found, and how to use it in an ethical way. These sum of the skills and attitudes are media and information literacy, and these form the component of media and information literacy: information need, sources, evaluation, organization, and use it in an ethical way.
I think, sir, libraries should organize some sessions on media and information literacy.
Some libraries are already doing it abroad, and academic libraries can do it better, and also can help reduce digital divide.
Yes, sir. So then we can say main use of information literacy, or you can say media and information literacy, if users are aware there is no digital divide.
Digital divide cannot be completely eradicated. It can only be minimized.
Yeah, it can, user may be aware about that.
And it is the responsibility of the libraries to make users aware about technological tools, as well as how to use them efficiently and effectively.
If they can, okay, sir.
Academic libraries need to organize sessions. Many libraries simply do what was earlier called orientation. So they simply do orientation programs, whereas we need to focus is on wider media and information literacy skills.
These workshops should be organized at undergraduate levels in colleges to implement or teach the skills of information literacy as well as the media information literacy.
Yes, your suggestion is right. At the college level, the college library should do it. At the university level, university library should do it.
So there's one more question from Karandeep. How has technology affect libraries?
Technology has affected every facet of our life, including libraries. Most of the libraries today are having computers, and many of them use for their operations and services. And in many libraries there is a computer lab. In many large libraries, medium and large libraries, there is a computer lab which provides access to users to the technology, and the services of the libraries are already automated in most libraries. So libraries are in a big way they were one of the early users of technology, and today they are the main users of technology in an academic library system or in a public library system. Most users are aware of technology and technology in libraries and use them effectively.
Thank you, sir. There are no more questions now. Thank you, sir, for your valuable insights on digital transition and media and information literacy, its required skills and the challenges associated to it. I request, before proceeding further, I request everyone to please switch on their videos to have a group pic. Yes, Neha?
Yes, ma'am, I'm taking the picture. Just I'm waiting for 1 more that more people can join. Okay, everyone, please smile. We'll do one more. Just a minute. Okay.
Done?
Done. Thank you.
Thank you. Now I request Dr. Khushpreet Singh Barad, co-coordinator of today's webinar, to present vote of thanks.
Thank you, Simran. Good morning to all. I thank Professor H.P.S. Kalra, former head Department of Library and Information Science and former Dean, Faculty of Education and Information Science, Punjabi University, Patiala, for accepting our request to deliver this information and valuable talk on digital transition and media and information.
Ritu, please mute yourself. Thank you.
In this talk, the distributing phenomena in this digital context were discussed in detail. You have rightly pointed out that the misusing of golden road to open access by the commercial publisher for their profit. The fake news, misinformation, and disinformation is a major challenge in this digital era. In the end, the IFLA recommendation on media and information literacy are very helpful for students and learners to understand the concept of media and information literacy and learn and adopt independent learning and critical thinking. I also thank our worthy Vice Chancellor, Professor Rajkumar ji, and other competent authorities for motivating us and allowing us to organize these webinars in the series of Azadi Ke Amrit Mahotsav. I also thank all the participants for joining us. Thank you once again. Thank you, sir. Over to you, Simon.
Thank you very much, sir. Very, you can say, enlightening talk.
Thank you.
We all enjoy it. So today, in current scenario, media and information literacy is very important topic, or we can say it is important for library user. Hope or we can say who are connected with digital phenomena, or we can say computer, internet, and social media. This is most important aspect in current scenario. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.